Okay, what's the point?
Okay, I get the feeling you don't quite understand the significance. Like, okay, do you see what I wrote on the bottom?
Look, there are 4 words. There are 2 words I don't understand.
Oh, good time, new words to learn, right?
Yeah,
And you have
straw.
and you have offer here to ask questions too.
Well, now I will look it up.
All right,
Apple, apple,
apathy,
apathy.
apathy.
Okay, I know your comment.
Okay, okay. Based on what I wrote, does it make sense what the graph is all about now? I get the feeling you don't look at graphs that much often. Okay, okay. Do you see the teal? But do you know what teal is?
Where?
Teal.
Till until.
No, teal. This word.
Oh no.
It's a color. It looks like somewhere
Oh,
between
oh.
blue and green. That color is
Okay,
called teal.
yeah.
So you see how there's 4 colors: orange, red, peach, and teal. Okay? Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Yeah.
So do you understand what the red means? The red and the orange?
Well, total Trump vote.
Yeah, total Trump vote. So what does the teal mean?
Didn't vote.
Okay.
Vote others? Or they quit their right, or they vote for the.
Okay. Well, now let's just ignore the peach one for now and focus on the teal.
Most of, well, till a lot.
Yeah, so basically most of the states over 50, only 2 states did 50% of the population bother to vote. And the rest of it you could see at most of the time it's around 20, 25 to 30%. So basically anywhere between 75 to 80% of the population did not vote. Does that make sense?
Well, I think 65 to 75.
Okay, whatever, but 65 to 75% of the population did not bother to vote.
Yeah.
This is how democracy does not work when people don't go out and vote. Because this is what happens in primary, but for the primaries and midterm elections. Only the very polarized people, if you know what that means,
Mm.
the people with very strong opinions, like, oh, I hate Obama, I love Obama, those people.
Mm.
The people in between, which is most people, don't bother
So,
showing up to vote. That's the
how
problem.
about the general election?
Yes, in the general election, the percentage is still not the best, but more regular people show up to vote.
Okay.
And the problem with Trump is basically, unless the only people who vote for Trump are people A, who haven't gone to college, they're a man, and they're white. Everyone else hates Trump. Black people hate Trump. Mexican people hate Trump. Women hate Trump. People of education also tend to hate Trump. Young people, I think, tend. I'm not 100% sure, but I think young people tend to hate Trump too. So, yeah, I don't think in the general election, it's not looking good for Trump.
But why uneducated white men?
Because I don't know if you listen to the things Trump says. Have you actually had to sit down and actually hear some of the things he said? Yes, no.
No.
Okay, let me find. Actually, I'll just look at political fact. Like when he calls most people come from Mexico murderers and rapists. You don't remember that one?
Huh?
Okay, let me find it crazy. Okay, here's a good one. 24 outrageous quotes. Here it is.
Where?
Okay, let me see 1 second. Uh, let me see. No, 1 second. I don't know. It's. Let me find it. Well, I'm just finding uh, the. Okay, because he said so many of them now. It's getting ridiculous. I just need to find a comprehensive list. Like, okay, you know about his plan to build a wall, right?
Yeah,
Don't you think that's a bit insane?
Wisconsin voters put a dent in both
I
parties' frontrunner's
agree.
presidential plan.
He wants to ban all Muslims. Not some, all Muslims.
That's discrimination.
Yeah. Um, for some terrorists, like he thinks we should go kill the families.
Oh,
That's a war crime. What else? I don't know. I try to not think about it because it just gets me angry. But
like getting jobs back from U.S. from China
yeah, but
back to U.S.
yeah, all politicians say that though, especially election
Uh,
season. But okay, like he made fun of disabled reporter, stuff like that.
well, is China the only country they attack?
Um, I'd say yeah, for the most part, as of late, yes. Well, I'd say sometimes they talk. It depends on the politician. They might say something about Iran.
Mm.
Like they don't really say anything about Canada. They don't say anything about Europe. Yeah, it's mostly China.
Oh,
Indirectly, yeah, I'd say so.
huh.
Or like, okay, like at his rallies, he's like encouraged people to he beat up protesters,
Okay.
and he
Wow.
and he like not only does he say beat up the protesters, he says he'll pay their legal fees if they get in trouble as well for beating people up.
Well, that sounds like an emperor.
Yeah, Emperor Trump. Let me find it. Okay. Okay, he's made 284 statements. I think let me see what percentage. Like 75% of them are wrong. Like, okay, here's a good one about China. He says, "There's a tremendous tax that we pay when business go to China, whereas China sells us. There's no tax."
We we pay tax too.
Yes, this is
We
one of
pay a lot of tax.
this goes to what I'm saying. A lot of the crazy things that Trump says.
No, Chinese pay tax for imported goods. So U.S. have to pay China too?
Well, I'm just saying. This goes to what I'm saying that he says a lot of crazy things.
Okay.
Let me find another one. Like I said, I try not to think like most people are just dumb and well, it's not even most people. As you see from my graph I sent you, only 20% of people are voting for Trump, except like when not even 50% of the population bothers to show up for the election. That's good enough.
What I say is what I say. If you don't like it, I'm sorry.
Mm.
Okay, here you go. Watch this video.
I believe there's weather. I believe there's change.
Some of my friends they vote for him, but some don't. Some really hate him.
Okay, actually, there's a good thing on somebody posted on Facebook. I'll just copy and paste it to you. Because I follow this guy called Humans in New York. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I love the picture in the link. Did you see the picture?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see the picture in the link, two
Yeah.
pictures. They're so
Yeah.
funny.
Okay, here's a good post. Read this. This is actually a good way. This is the best thing I have to say about it.
Facebook?
Well, the guy who writes it, because um, Brand, Humans in New York, this guy Brandstan, basically he started a thing where he's just taking pictures of people in New York and just along with a picture a little bit about their life story. And he's also had the opportunity, as you could see when you read it, because I've seen some of his pictures. He's gone to Iran and Pakistan and like certain places in the Middle East to take pictures and write about people's life stories. And he's wrote a lot about refugees as of late.
Mm.
So, anyways, basically, I guess just read this Facebook post and tell me what you think.
Do you mind sending it
Oh
on
wait,
WeChat?
oh no, I'll send it. Guys, is Skype okay, or do you want WeChat?
WeChat.
Okay, I'll just paste. I'll write it to my fake Facebook account, and from my copy and paste from my fake Facebook account. Okay, 1 second, almost there. It's long. Oh, I have a thing in my computer that every time you see Trump, it respells it to his German name.
Oh. Well, I'd say your words will no doubt change over the next few months.
Oh, when in the general election, oh, just finish reading and I'll explain that part.
Yeah, I read all of them.
Oh, in the general election, in the primaries, they tried to appeal to the like if you're Republican, you try to appeal to the right wing side of the politics, and in Democrats they appeal to the left side. But in the general election, they start coming back to the center because they realize most of the voters that show up for a general election are closer to the center.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, because usually that's what happens. But with Trump, I can imagine he could just continue saying whatever he feels like because he just doesn't care. But basically, do you understand like the points he is in that letter I just sent you? Do you understand the points he was making?
Yeah.
Like there's it's been caught on video where he's like, yeah, we should torture people and murder the terrorist families. He's actually said this out loud.
So that's
Yeah. Yeah, this is American politics. It's getting this sad.
yeah.
And that's
I can't believe that's so extreme.
Yeah, I know, and it's just like, ugh. That's why I'm glad to be back in Canada. But the thing is, like being in Canada, the thing about living beside the U.S. is like, Canada's such a small country, and we're so affected by everything that the U.S. does. So it's like that's why, like, I of course I care what happens in the U.S. too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to know anything more about the election.
No, I'll just keep an eye on it.
Well, so is everyone else. We'll see. It's I don't know. I find it very interesting, and like it just takes time to like figure all this stuff out, and like most people don't care. Most people don't like. Most people like when you push them to talk about like this kind of stuff. It's very apparent that they don't know anything. I find. It's kind of like an analogy I use is like swimming. Before, when I didn't know how to swim, I didn't really understand it. But now that I know how to swim a little bit, and now when I go to the pool and I see other people swimming, I go, "Oh, that person's not a good swimmer," because now I know more, right?
Mm.
Because like a lot of people I see, I'm like, "Oh man, this person's he's a fat guy. That's why that's why he's able to float and stuff. It's not like he actually swim or anything." Or like I have like the other thing I've noticed too that most people they can't do freestyle. They have to use breaststroke or frog, right?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, same thing with politics. Once you start learning a bit more, assuming you read the right sites and stuff, and you see like normal people talking about it, it's like, oh, most people don't have a clue. But it's the same way like anywhere though, like because it's the same thing in China too. It's like as long as like officials aren't stealing too much money and they're not getting too much in the way, then most people over there don't care either, right?
Mm. Yeah.
It's actually I heard a good Deng Xiaoping quote about this like about corruption. He's like his quote was like, well, if you open a window, some flies are gonna come in. I'm like, well, that's a kind of interesting way of looking at corruption.
If you open the window, some
Flies,
butterfly.
no, some flies might come in.
Oh yeah.
That's his quote of when asked about corruption.
It's funny.